lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No car. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes. I went from filling out kites to putting it in my block. Blue Gucci sweater is drill. Somebody give me a. These ain't like the cops. Gossiping more than a. In jail I had. I make you cut off the. Think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be out. If I see them hating and I'm in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Ain't like my beat ain't no happy belated, I'm counting the guap. Who gave you a voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money. I put my big homie up the big Mickey Mouse. You posted your at 12 and 8 that night, she had my all over the man. Can't sit on my house. I got that check and took off. A lot of these look lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No car. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes.
With me, boy. Your hands in your fingers. Your ears with get back, watch you turn to a singer. Get to fighting like this Jerry Springer.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. That'll be caught by Rice. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And on the ground they go with the running back. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And they'll go on the ground. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
46 down, man. 5-4. That's it.
On 3rd down, it's Matthews. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's it. Ram.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Great 15. Great 15. Ram.
On 3rd down, that's Matthews. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Here comes Grant on the return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Detroit!
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll look to throw. Underneath for Johnson. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
No. Check. Patriot.
They go back to the ground with Johnson. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They run. It's Johnson. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Back to throw here. And this one is incomplete. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone. Detroit. Gone.
He'll drop to throw. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Trey 15.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing now is Wentz. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum. Big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Lutz now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Watch it now, Barney.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. The Eagles on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
They'll drop to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot.
They'll look to throw. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
I know it looks like fun to guys like you and me. We're up here in the booth and to everyone watching on television, but are you kidding me? In the snow, that type of a play, in the cold, you know that had to hurt to make that play.
I'm just mad he didn't make a snow angel while he was down there. Opportunity
Green 39.
missed.
Green 39. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
They'll set up to throw. And this is incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit. Detroit.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The Eagles on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Detroit!
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this.
No. Check. Patriot. Set. 3-19.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now to try the Eagle field goal, Jake Elliott. And this is no good. Close, but he misses just left of the upright. And this score will stay right where it is. Boy, you sure don't see that too often.
I guess you can't really call anything a gimme, but you figure with his track record, that's a sure thing. But it turns out, it's not the case.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. And now the Eagles things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Go. Great. Go. Waiting. Two jet. Lion.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Go. Rip. Get over there. Go. Lion. Shorty.
Shotgun now for Wentz. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
And this might not be the last interception we see, Brandon. Both of these teams like to throw the football, but here in this snow, ball's not going to always go where you want it to. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Great. 120. Great 15. Hey, Lou.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Partner, that's another short run there, and I think the easy thing is to look at them right now and say, let's get away from them entirely. Let's start throwing the football. But I don't think you ever entirely abandon the run. It helps set a tone for the game for you, keeps your offensive linemen feeling good about themselves, and it actually tamps down a defense's pressure, because if you just throw it all the time, it's going to tee off with the pass rush.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. So we have reached half, and just like that, on we head to half number 2. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Jakeem Grant now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Throw left side complete. That's Grant. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43.
Set. Green, 39. Green.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it, because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
3-19. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Looking to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
Here we go. 120.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Down the man inside. Down the man.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Tackled that time by Sidney Jones.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You've got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. On the tackle there, Natrell Jamerson out of Wisconsin. They'll look to throw here. Myers got it, complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play. And in this weather, I know you weren't a quarterback, you were on the defensive side of things, but how hard is it to throw that football?
It can't be easy because you never know how the moisture is going to affect things, and each quarterback handles it differently. Some of them are a little bit better than others. Depends whether they'll wear a glove, not wear a glove. How cold is it? You know, all those things go into it. But it goes to everything else. Keeping your footing when you're running routes. Supposedly you have the advantage as a receiver because you know where you're going, but that's not easy as well. Finally, just locating the ball when it finally comes through the snow. Kids love it. Kids love snow. Players, not so much at times.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. That 2nd down run, a big help as 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now.
Well, there's an example of patience being rewarded. Ran the ball on 1st down and got stuffed. Most people would scream, throw the ball here. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Josh Jackson. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The Saints on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Come on. Back. 74. Lion.
Working from the gun, Wentz. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
No. Check. Patriot. Gun.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. And give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 2 yards on that play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Now it's Peterson. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the fourth. The play clock getting low, so Sean Payton says let's take a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The Saints on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. Wentz now to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the return will stop right around the 25. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
Green 39! Green 39! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
3-19. Gone! Detroit!
Now back to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. On the return is Peterson. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe... you've taught me this before. Maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. Defensively, it was Avonte Maddox with a tackle. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Saints on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. 81. This is 3rd and 4.
74.
Now Wentz. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The 12 yards that time and picking up the first. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
We're good.
Wentz now on 1st down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Preston Smith in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
Great 15, great 15.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The intended target was Corey Coleman, and it's 3rd down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Hey, other side, solid. 82.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. The Eagles on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is third and 14.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
He'll look to throw. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. It's complete to Grant. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Now a handoff, Johnson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Here we go now. 3-19.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Grant. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And this one's incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. And it's 2nd down. So not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right, that pass will go from incomplete to complete.
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Clock running here, under 90 seconds to go.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Josh Jackson. They were looking for Johnson that time.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hey, other side, solid, solid.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. The Saints on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 9.
Ram. That's it.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
Detroit! 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 Gone! 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 Gone!
They'll look to throw. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down here at the 23. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Gone! 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 Gone!
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. As